Greetings, peoples of the universe. My name is John Vakmos, and here we are again. I have finished clearing out the buildings that I had made from the previous stage. I have selected the center of what's going to be my village, and I have made an executive decision to change what I was originally planning. I'm still going to build my city very vertical, but when I thought about my idea, my thought was last time it was towers, a bunch of individual towers, some bridges crossing at different points. I mean, kind of like Coruscant. At least that's the comparison I keep making. Maybe more like kind of like New York City, but with bridges in between the buildings. You know, kind of sci-fi-ish. Before I was thinking I would have farming level would be the bottom floor, then the next level up on all the towers would be more. Who knows? Maybe that would be executive levels, where I would contain my town hall, my city hall, blah 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 blah, storage, etc. Then more farms, it's stuff like that. And I realized that that's not going to be very fun to travel around. Like, say I'm in one building, it's like, go down all the way up, down, get something, go back all the way up. I think it'd be more fun to just kind of travel in between individual buildings more in order to do multiple things. So what I'm thinking is that for each individual tower, instead of each individual floor, is going to contain one thing. Like, I'm going to have one tower with all my animal farms, another tower with all my other stuff. The center one's definitely going to be my executive, where people live and where the town hall, the city hall, etc., etc., etc. Other than that, that's pretty much the only change I made. I did a ton of, well, not a ton. I did some resource gathering in between this episode and last. I hollowed out that level. I still can't go below this level because I only have another cap, which is taking some damage. And I have converted all of that cobblestone into cactus hurts. Into stone brick. I still have a good bit of cobblestone left, so if I need more, I can always smelt it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start laying out the first tower in this episode. Let's see here, the woods go over there. Send over that sapling. Put this in this chest. I have some more. I got more food since last time, and it's still growing. So let's begin laying it out. This is the center, and it's going to be dark very soon. So, in general, I think the tower should be, 11 in diameter. So that'll be this block, then 5 out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each tower will have its own kind of design, but for the center one, I want it to be circular, because it is going to be the center. Let's see here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that one. Awesome. Let's sleep. Sleep through the night. Alrighty then, so this is going to be a building episode. I want to get this city hall done. Well, not the city hall, the town hall. The city hall's later. For this town hall, it must contain a front door, a meeting room, a town treasury, and one other room. So that'll be 3 stories. And then I'm going to have 5 more stories, each one being its own, not 5 more stories, 10 more stories. Because I need to have at least 10 buildings. So this is definitely going to be the tallest tower. It's definitely going to take up quite a few of my resources. So This is definitely going to be a very resource-intensive project. It's definitely going to be a very two, one, two, and then one. I think that this layout will work. These don't have to be massive rooms. I think I'm gonna end up building it out like this, with a floor, a ceiling, and then I have to and then you know what? How am I gonna get up and down? How do I want to do that? This might be worth making a little larger if it means I can put in a redstone elevator in the center. That might be worth it. Is it worth it? You know what? Idea. If I decide to put in a redstone elevator later, I can put it on the outside, like you see in a bunch of like TV. I think that'd be cool. Like in Star Wars when they're going up that clear glass one. I think that'd be cool. 1, 2, 1, 2. Something's wrong. 2, 2. Something is definitely wrong. Okay then. The design pattern is a center one, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This one should line up. And it doesn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll figure it out. It doesn't have to be that dead center. I was just trying to pick out a spot for me to work from. So let's see here. So 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1. Still on my first stack. So let's see here. So 1, 2. Okay, so it'll take me. So this right now is a 30. I think. So, no, 40. 40 blocks for one of these. Each one of these is going to be 4 high. So 1, 2, 3. So 40 times 4 is 160 blocks per level. Oh, this is going to be a lot of cobblestone. Lots and lots of cobblestone. So let's see here. So how many stacks is that? 160. So 64 plus 64 is 124. 124. No, 128. 128 plus 12. 10. I think that top row right there is the number of blocks it'll take for me to complete one level, not counting floors and ceiling. Oh boy. So let's put the rest of this back. Let's take this one step at a time. I should end up with, I think, 40 blocks left over. I think that's what's going to end up happening. Okay, let's see. Let's see here. What can I talk about while I'm doing this? I'm recording this after Mojang came out with another version of the snapshot. They added a few more sounds. They did some bug fixes. It was mostly a bug fix update, but they did add a minecart sound. Bleh. So that's interesting, at the very least. Let's see here. What else? This is boring. What else can I talk about? 2, 3, then I need the 4th. What has been going on? Well, let's talk a little bit more about the design. Last stack. I should have 40 left after this, if my math is right. Precisely 40, yes, excellent. I got my math precisely right. Excellent, so it'll take 2.5 stacks in order to make the walls for one of these levels. And then it'll take another 80, in between, because I'm going to have a roof and then the floor, because I think that'll look better. Yeah, I'm going to need a lot more stone. Ouch. Let's see. For now, let's make this the door. Later on, I can do all sorts of fun redstone stuff. And watch you guys watch me struggle with redstone. Oh, redstone's complicated. Well, not really. I can do some stuff with it, but it's not my favorite. Let's see here. So, it'll take 80. So, it'll take 1, 2, and that's how much it'll take for another floor. Yeah, I better get some more stuff smelting. La da da. Get that smelting. Get that smelting. Okay, that one needs a few more pieces. Put that in there. Put this back into the center one. Okay. So now that I'm loaded up with this, okay, it'll take 2.5 stacks to make a level. So I need a total of 80. Is that 80? So 1.25 stacks will do the wall set for the actual for the ceiling and floor. So each of these will produce that in-between section. Together, it'll form an actual building. So that's useful information. I need ladders because I'm going to have to get up and down all the time. Let's just grab some wood. I don't care about what kind. Let's see here. Lots of sticks. Alright, then I got 48. And some extra sticks left over. Awesome. Don't throw it into the cactus. Cactus destroys entities. A lot of entities. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Right then, so this should be enough. This and the stack in the 16. So let's see. I'm thinking after this first room, I will turn my building, the construction of the actual tower, into either a montage or I'll just skip it. I'm not sure which. Because you guys know essentially what it takes to build one. 40. Awesome. The math's right again. So after that, I'm not sure. Yeah, I hit my mouse. Let's see. What's been going on in my life? What's been going on in the life of me? Well, not much. Awesome. Exactly what I was thinking. Let's see here. Ouch. Okay, that's one way to get down. To the base. Sleep. Alrighty then. That's awesome. (22), 23, and 22. Okay. Awesome. So let's see. Let's just keep producing. Alrighty then. So it takes us 2 stacks and a half to make 1 floor, then another 2, then another stack and a quarter, so that's 3 stacks and a quarter, and then how much it'll take to fill up this area. Wait a second, I want to use wooden floors for this, so stone brick shouldn't be a problem. Nice thing about stone brick is that it's relatively blast resistant as compared to, say, I don't know, wood or sand or even cactus. If that cactus got blown up, fun ensues. By fun, I mean the Dwarf Fortress version of fun, where fun is disaster, pretty much. Vampires and werewolves and floating monsters, a floating donkey monster with mandibles and, you know, crazy, fun stuff. Fun stuff. Let's see. One thing that I've been thinking about is doing another Let's Play in addition to this. It would give me more time and more variety between these. So I was thinking Dwarf Fortress, Civilization, Battle for Westnoth. You know, a Cave Story one might not be a bad idea. I have played Cave Story through a couple times, so I know what I'm doing. Though it has been a while, so I'm liable to forget. So that might be worth checking out. I'll briefly describe each game. Dwarf Fortress is kind of like Minecraft. In fact, Minecraft was partially inspired by Dwarf Fortress. Dwarf Fortress is a game which is still in alpha, being produced by a guy and his brother. What happens in it is you're put in charge of a bunch of dwarves who pretty much are insane. That's the simplest way of putting it. They are insane. They have to drink constantly. They sometimes will completely ignore what you want them to do. They'll go into strange moods every once in a while and produce stuff. They'll go crazy and attack one another if their rooms aren't nice enough. Just fun stuff. In addition, you're faced with all sorts of things in the game that make life challenging. You have to put up industry. You have to put up. You have to create an army, a military, which has a very bad interface, even for Dwarf Fortress. Dwarf Fortress is learning curve has been described not as a curve, but more as a cliff. That's one way of putting it. So there's a guy I know who called Captain Duck. I don't personally know him, but I watch him, and he does some fantastic videos. So I would do something. Essentially, it would be a Dwarf Fortress. Essentially, just be a playthrough of me and one fortress to death. I would do my typical 15-minute videos, although I might require half an hour because you really cannot get a whole lot done in a few minutes. It's in ASCII characters. It's 2D. It's been described as the most hardcore game of all time. That's how I've heard it. It's like it will eat your computer's memory. The way I've heard it described is that it could only come into being in a parallel universe. It would have to be created in a world where Moore's law, which is essentially the kind of rule that says the processing power doubles every 2 to 2.5 years, kept true, but at the same time, we never put any sort of we didn't keep trying to improve graphics. We're still stuck with the old DOS interface where it's nothing but characters. Because this game is detailed. Like, its combat system will simulate everything from toenails to internal organs. It creates complete psychological profiles for every single dwarf. I mean, it's just crazy. Crazy game. So, that's Dwarf Fortress. The other games, Civ is another role-playing game. Well, not role-playing, it's a control your own civilization game. Very popular. I'd probably play Civ 5. I don't have the expansion, although if I was to do it, I would probably end up getting it. Civ is generally everyone knows Civ. So it may or may not be worth doing, and I've seen tons of people do Civ 5 Let's Plays, so I don't think I should do that. Oh, I'm running out of time. I think what I'll do is I'll continue this on, and I'll cut the episode in half. So, let's see here. How much wood did that take up? Oops, you're supposed to use a shovel there. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's take this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and here. Before I go, let's kind of talk about the last. Let's talk about the last thing I was thinking about. Cave Story it was a game created in Japan. Essentially, what takes place is you wake up, amnesia. It's a 2D side-scroller, and what ends up happening is you have to rescue a floating island from a bunch of little bunny people. That's the simplest way to describe it. There's a walking toaster oven that you have to fight twice. There's a witch. You fight a ninja rabbit, a sword-wielding rabbit. There's a mad doctor. Magic crystals. Fun stuff. It's the only game that I would recommend because personally, if I was to do a Let's Play here, I want it to be in a pretty much a sandbox game. Civ 5 is a sandbox. Dwarf Fortress is a sandbox. Cave Story, I might make an exception because I've only ever seen one Let's Play of it, and it wasn't very well done. So that one might be fun to record and such. So we're at the 24-minute mark. My name is John Vakmos. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you later.